in before we get started. I'm in the process of wrapping it up for the evening, but I thought I'd come on here really quick to show you all some of the things that are going on in the garden. And the reason why I wanted to share this with y'all because this week I put a timer on my phone because I want to gauge how much time for the upcoming season that it's going to take me per week to just maintain. And I'm down, I figured 1 hour a day, which is five hours a week, and I feel like I'm gonna have to add a little bit more time until I get everything like how it needs to be, and I'm just like on a maintenance level. Um, but I also wanted to share with y'all, like, when you're gardening, there's going to be some parts of the garden that is doing great, some parts of the garden that okay, and then some parts of the garden got to do some work. And so I wanted to share with you just a few things today that I'm really proud to see. And I'm standing right here in front of one of the raised gardens bed because what I've been doing over this past week is doing a deep watering and a feeding. And so we got a lot of leafy greens that are in our raised beds because we're in early spring. So I have been using a fish and seaweed fertilizer for a lot of the leafy greens. Now we're in Georgia zone 8A, and probably a couple weeks ago we took a dip in temperature, which I expected that. And to be honest, y'all, I think we're going to get one more like brief spell of cold. This Sunday is supposed to get down to 39 degrees, and I feel like it might teeter between 32 again and maybe 30. We'll see, but I'm not even thinking about like the warm weather plants. We got our peppers and our tomatoes, like they're ready to go. It's some I really need to pot up. They need to come out of those little smaller cell trays. But right now we're focusing on probably now until mid-April, just a whole bunch of leafy greens. Now, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I have a good video coming out that I really want to share with y'all. So the other day, the Dirty Dozen list, it came out, and I want to share some things about that with y'all. So it should be out Sunday. I think I'm going to schedule it to go out Sunday, but I'm right here because one of the things that I wanted to show you is this is the pak choi that we had, and it didn't like that cold weather. Some of the outer leaves were damaged a little bit from the cold weather, but today it was about 74. It felt a little hotter to me, but it was about 74. And so I could tell that they're starting to come back, but you could still see where it took like some cold damage. And then what I put in this bed, and I'm going to reapply it, is the Sluggo, because I'll show you. I'll turn around in a minute and show you where I see like they diverted to another bed, the slugs and the snails. Right here, this is the y'all, what is this? The Asian mix, the Asian blend lettuce. We had these on our website for the longest, the seeds. I absolutely love this because it has like purple mustard in here. It has Mizuna in here. And it just has all different mixes of lettuce. And then the alyssum took a little bit of cold damage as well, but it seems to be coming back. I'll probably trim that back pretty good. And then we have our violas. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. This bed right now, when I come out and look, this is like my top bed right here. My top bed, because I'm like, everything is starting to grow. But what I think is, I've been looking at the temperatures. I want to be mindful because, again, we're in, spring was last Friday. But we're here in Georgia zone 8A. And so we've had some 80-degree weather. So I want to be very mindful about this heat, because a lot of times with the fluctuation in weather, that can send a lot of these lettuces and pak choi and collards and kale, that can send them to bolt, and they can go to seed. Right here, these are our salvias. These are the ones that I put in our early spring garden tour. I fed these today as well. I don't expect to see any of the purple blooms until maybe coming up to May, but just the leaf and the foliage really looks good. And then this is just like a repeat on this side. Now, let me share with you one of the beds that I said is some problems going on. Now, this took a little bit more damage, cold damage right here. And I'll say this, y'all, it all depends on the variety, okay? So, although I may say collards, there's so many different varieties, and some of them can take a little bit colder temperatures. Some of them can take a little bit, like we had wind, the miles per hours one day. I think it got up to maybe like 30 miles per hour or something like that. But the wind damage as well. And so I'm going to come in with the sluggo because I'm showing that we do have some, not only this is from the cold, this is red cabbage. I'm hoping that it'll just bounce back and catch back up. But if it doesn't, that's okay. This is what happens in gardening. I'm telling y'all, throughout gardening, you're going to have some things that outshine. You're going to have some high performers in the garden. And then you're going to have some things that, just do what they need to do. And some maybe not so much. But I have been noticing some pest damage right here. So I'm going to come in with my sluggo again because I've seen them. Y'all, let me tell you, I started to take a picture the other day, like right here on the wood thing. It was just a slug just crawling over, just crawling like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm just catching some sun like that. So this bed is doing pretty good. We did lose a romaine lettuce right here. It just checked out. I do not know why. I do not, I just don't know. Like, we planted the 4 romaine lettuces here, and then I noticed that it was struggling, and so I was going to pull it, but this is like, I guess, the remnants of it. It didn't make it. I don't know why. And that is why y'all will hear me say that a lot of times. This is why when I start seeds, I will start them maybe 25% more than what I think I need, or I'll just plant and buy more than what I think I'll need, because sometimes you can have plants that are side by side. Like, these look okay. This looks like it's getting a little bit of damage, but these look good. But this one right here, I don't know what happened to it. I have no clue. Now, if you're just joining us, I just want to show you a couple of beds. Like, when I walk out here and look, I'm like, wow, these are starting to look really good. This one being my first bed, like, this is probably right now my favorite. All of these are ready for me to start harvesting. There's no reason why I can't come off of here and leaf off of the purple mustards, off of the McDonough, the purple kale. Then we got some other leaf lettuce right here. This is ready. All of this is ready over here for me to leaf off. I did a YouTube short because I had bought some chives, and it was like 3 chives in one pot. That's why I always look for, and I did a video with Costco too. I always look to see if there are multiple plants in one pot. So I carefully took my butter knife, I sliced them, and then I planted them. And it's so cute because already they're starting to get like the little chive buds right here. But all of this, now I'm going to wait. Y'all know that sometimes I say I leaf off of, and then sometimes I harvest it as a whole head. Now the pak choi, I am going to harvest like as a whole head, and we'll put that in some stir fry. These right here, and I'll just clean off the outer leaves right here, but we'll be using those. But like, all of this lettuce is ready to leaf off. So this is like my favorite bed by far when I come out here. A close second, I got a couple. I got a close second. I got a few seconds. So this is the next bed right here. The reason why I say a few seconds is because some of our flowers right here, I'm not sure what was going on with this, but this is kind of like the remnants of this bed over here. So it's like I had a few extra ones. So I popped those right here. This is our iceberg lettuce. It's starting to look good, but I know from experience with this one, I know from experience that I'm going to cover this because last year I was able to get about 4 heads of the iceberg lettuce, but then it started getting hot and the other ones I had, like, they just started to split. So I am going to put some shade cloth on this. Like, if once we start getting up in the 80s, I'll put shade cloth on this. But we have our spinach on this side. And remember, I told y'all I like to leaf off. So leafing off for me is taking these outer leaves right here and using these. I really had a good omelet the other morning because we got these on the patio as well. So we got lettuce right here. I mean, spinach, lettuce over here, but I am going to cover these. And if you haven't watched our early spring garden tour, make sure after we get off live, make sure y'all watch that because this is a type of beet here that is mainly grown for the beet leaves, not necessarily the beet root. So if you go to the store sometimes and you see like a lettuce mix and you see these type of leaves in there, they're like the beet leaves. This is called, it's like new beets, early beets, fast beets, something like, it's like a real easy name. But I was doing some research on it and they were like, these beets are mainly grown for the leaves. It's not necessarily going to make a beet root. Now, I do have some beets that I'm growing in the garden that is supposed to give me the beet root, but these are more for the leaves. This salvia again, and y'all, if you're new to the way I garden, flowers, vegetables, herbs, you're going to see them as much as possible together. So in the other bed you saw the chives. In this bed we got our thyme. We kind of replaced some of our herbs this year because when they start to get like really, really woody after about 3 years, and we're going on 3 years here, I start to replace them. So thyme and oregano, and then we bought some as well. So we have our some more spinach that is right here. So I just wanted to share that with you, but really quick, in the herb garden before I go, I'm so excited and I'm watching it, but I want to watch it and harvest it at the same time. So again, if you're just joining, I just want to show you just like a couple of beds that are really like performing. Now this bed is doing well. Our green onions are starting to come up. I did the seed tape, but I'm being very careful because this is like the straw mulch. These are not, hold on, let me come around so I can show y'all because I got to be careful and you'll be able to see the difference too when you get close on them. But I have to be careful because see, these are our green onions popping up, and then these are like the hay, the straw mulch seeds that come here. So this is the green onions again, and this is like the hay or the straw seeds. So I'm being very careful when I pick them, and when I pick them, I'm trying to, I always like to let them get a certain size so that when I pick them, I'll pull up the roots as well, like this. I want to pull up the whole thing, not just a piece, but green onions again, and then like the straw mulch. So I'm being careful, but also trying to wait till this get like a little bit bigger, maybe about this size, and then I'll pull it so that I could get those the roots up. And then we got like a little bit of kale. This took a little cold damage from last week as well. And then we have our oregano. But this bed is pretty. My favorite is the arugula that we started from seed. Like, I'm going to start probably tomorrow. I'll come out here with my container and just harvest a whole bunch of this arugula. And then I'll put these in salads because y'all, just like I just showed you a whole bunch of lettuce greens. So to be honest, I like a mixed salad. So I never, arugula is a nice addition to like add in to other leafy greens. I don't eat arugula by itself because sometimes it could get overpowering. But if you have like spinach, romaine, arugula, you can mix that all in. So tomorrow, and I don't know why, probably Saturday. I'm thinking tomorrow's Saturday. So Saturday, I will probably just come out here and harvest a whole bunch of leafy greens, and that way we could have salads for the week. And I'll harvest some from this bed. I'll harvest some romaine lettuce from this bed. I'll harvest some of these Asian greens and mixed greens and salad greens from this bed, and then we can harvest some spinach as well. We're gonna let the lettuce, the iceberg lettuce, we're gonna let that head up. So I'm not gonna be leafing off of these or anything like that. I'm gonna let it form a head. But before I go, y'all, let me show you what I'm really excited about, because we didn't grow this last year, but we grew it the year before. But it's starting, and I started these from seed, and it is starting to make the buds. So this is our chamomile right here, and I'm being really careful because see right here, I need to go ahead and start harvesting them. I don't want them to get like over it's like a harvest window when you're supposed to do it. So I know it's gonna all start making let me come around here so y'all can see. I know it's all gonna be making the chamomile flowers at different times. But see, like this one right here, and I'm just going to put them on, like, I'm not going to dehydrate them, but I have a dehydrating tray. And so as they start to bloom, that's the word I'm looking for, as they start to bloom, look at this one, y'all. We are going to go ahead and start harvesting these, because I always make a chamomile tincture that is, it's really good like at night, when you just kind of want to settle down. And I'm hoping with this bed right here, I'm hoping that we'll have enough before it gets too hot, because chamomile is one of those ones that I plant in the fall. I let it grow, I let it overwinter, because we get so hot so quick here in Georgia that it just does better. Like if I planted this in the spring, I don't think it would do very well. I tried that in Savannah and it didn't do very well. But when I started planting it in the fall and letting it overwinter, I had better results. But you could see all of the flower buds that are coming on. And I'm hoping I'll be able to have enough to where I can share with you all, and we can put that on our website, because they really have like an, not an apple scent, but it's really a nice scent to it. Like you could smell it. You could smell it fresh. I just told a lady today with some of the herbs, like I'm really trying to grow a whole lot more, and I'll do a separate video on that, because a lot of the herbs now, it's like the potency isn't there for me. And then I don't know, just the potency of some of the herbs, I just don't feel it's there. But this I'm going to come out here and just start to watch these and pick these when they're ready. But we should have a full bed of chamomile. Um, y'all, it smells real good. It smells really good. So we'll have that as well. So again, I just wanted to come and share with you some of the highlights of the garden. Um, the other day, I think I put up a video. This is the new variety of the calendula. It's growing good. So I need to water it, and then I'm going to come in and feed it just a little bit. Now, when they're small like this, I don't like to put the full strength on there. So I'll probably go half strength with that. Our bee balm is starting to come up nice as well, because it took a hit from the cold, that cold as well. And again, I think we still may have just a few more cooler days in front of us before we can officially say okay, because here in at the Atlanta area, the last spring frost is around April 15th, and so I still wait about another 2 weeks before I even put out any warm season plants like my tomatoes and my peppers and things like that. Like I wait because I was supposed to come out here and cover up some of these lettuces when it got cold, and I didn't. And so I paid for it. And that's part of it. It wasn't because I didn't want to, it was just because of the timing. But I wanted to show y'all this. So the three areas, especially if you're joining us, that I'm absolutely in love with. We got our chamomile that is getting ready to come right here. And then over here, I just harvested. I'm about to get ready to harvest all of this parsley right here. I'm just going to harvest all of it and dry it. And right here, this is probably my favorite. When I come out to the garden and when I look right now, it just looks so green and so lush. This is the pak choi. This is the Asian blend lettuce mix, the violas, the alyssum, the salvia. So this is like, when I come and stand right here, this is probably my favorite bed out of all of them. Followed by this one right here, because I'm just looking at how the iceberg lettuce is starting to form its head. And then we have the spinach over here. Now, a close second, I'll walk over here and then I'll be done, y'all. A close, like really close second, as I'm starting to look and as the snapdragons are starting to bloom, close second would be this bed right here. This is like a close second. And this is our kale. And see, this romaine didn't make it either. I don't know what's going on with the romaine. I just fed this bed really good the other day. We self-sowed some radishes, so I need to come in here and kind of clean that out as well. I mean, not clean it out, but thin it out. So I need to thin this out. But when you look, this is like a close second. Probably because when I look, I'm starting to see the snapdragons bloom. And again, we took a little, yeah, I see these slugs. They finna try me up. They finna try me up, y'all, a little bit. A little bit, but I'm starting to see like the snapdragon bloom. So that's why when I look at the kale forming and then the snapdragons, I'm like, yeah, this is like a close second right here. But again, y'all, be sure to follow us, because probably in about another 4 weeks, what's today? Probably in about another 4 weeks, we'll be harvesting, we'll be preserving, we'll be canning, we'll be putting all of these things up. These were the beets I was telling y'all about that are more for the beetroots, but we'll be putting a lot of our warm season vegetables in. Like all of the beds I love. This one right here, I did a deep watering of these. This is the yarrow, the garlic chives, the red cabbage in front, and then the collards in the back. And although my intention, and I did that, was to plant really closely so that it could be like a living mulch, because I'm telling you, I got to do a lot of weeding in here. Like yesterday, really quick, I had to clean out this whole bed and get this ready. Our phlox is starting to come back, but I got to get this bed ready, and I had to like clean this out. And so oftentimes you'll see me trying to plant really closer than normal, like with this yarrow, so that I don't have to do all of this weeding. So I came in and just deep watered this, gave this, because we're growing a lot of leafy greens with our collards, garlic chives, red cabbage. So I gave it the seaweed and fish fertilizer. You'll see me doing that with a lot of the leafy greens. And then I didn't have to do a lot of like weeding, just back here. I'm going to pull this up. But as far as this, because they're densely planted, but then when I was down here like watering, I was like, okay, now you got to be careful while they close like that. You know, some things like to sometimes hide in there, but it'll be okay. And let me show y'all this really quick, and I promise y'all I'm about to go. I just want to show you this color of the violas here. We did this container about maybe 2 weeks ago, and I planted real dense. This is, let me just show y'all what it is. We planted this in fall, Illumination Vinca, And it is a perennial, and it could get down to -25, y'all. -25. I love that. We don't get -25. I don't want to stay anywhere where you get -25. But I do like the variation of the leaves right here. And they have these little kind of like periwinkle blooms that come on here. You're going to start to see a lot of them. They're getting ready to come on. This is our salvia again, but this is what we planted, these violas right here. And I just thought that that's so pretty because you got kind of like the yellow color, and then you're going to have the purple and the greens. I just thought that this was pretty. So it's all starting to come together right here, and then you'll have those spikes that come up. But I'll probably pull those by then, because with the violas and the pansies, once it starts to really heat up here in Georgia, they get very leggy, very, very leggy. And so that's when I come in with things like marigolds or zinnias or something like that, dahlias. Yeah, or cosmos. They got the little short cosmos too. But anyway, we'll figure out what we're going to put here. I still have to start some more summer seeds, but I just wanted to just share that with y'all real quick. Again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because we will come back again and let you see, like, when we start harvesting, what we're doing with it, especially with the chives, like chive blossom vinegar. We're going to try to do a little bit more canning this year, but it's going to be great. And so again, y'all, when I look out and I see like the garden, that bed over there just really just stands out. It's going to be really pretty. So I hope y'all have an amazing night. We'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.